Part 6. So anyways, that also sucked because she had to, finish up college, and then she was going to move back to California. That's why she was only here in Oregon, because she was doing college, but she needed a job to help pay for things. But I was sad that she had to go, but, I understood why. But I didn't like that she lied to me and saying that she'll still be in contact with me when she completely ghosted me herself. And I'm like, that's not being mature at all. I'm a little older than her, because uh, she was 21 when I was 28. Yeah. I was 28 and she was 21. She had 1 year left of college. But also she wanted to go visit with family for a bit, came back when school started. She wanted to be with her family during the summer, which I understand that, but I didn't like that she ghosted me, That was not okay. That was really childish. But she has a lot of growing up to do and stuff, But I like that she's somebody who really cared about, helping people out who are disabled, But anyways, I had another one from the same college. She was turning 20 soon, and I was older than her, but we definitely stayed in contact for a while after I moved into Stacy and Mark's. It was mid-July. It was July 18th when I moved in, just before I turned. Oh wait, actually I was 29 then. Yeah, I was 29 actually. Sorry, not 28. I was 29 years old when I had the 2 other people, and then was living with Stacy, who also helped me. But I'm also not happy how after a while her and her husband started to treat me. I was in counseling. I was on sertraline. I still am. Because of the trauma, I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and PTSD and stuff. If you've been here long enough, you know that. But anyways, sorry, I had to have a Smartie. Anyways, I told my counselor about how they were treating me, and I didn't like it. She also didn't like that either, so she reported them after I was going to move out. This was months later, and I was pregnant with Athena when Garrett and I got back together at the time. So she reported them. She's like, wait until she's out of there. Luckily, JP ended up somewhere else anyways, because he was going to move too. But I also didn't like that Stacy was kind of copying me. I know she already had 1 kid, but she had to get pregnant herself and stuff. And because because her daughter and my daughter are just 4 months apart, I believe it was, or 4.5 or 5, something like that, apart of age. But still, it's why? You already had enough hard time with your first kid. I was being nice enough to help her because I had no choice but to grow up so fast, of course. Because if you've been here long enough, you know that about me. Anyways, I tried to help her, and then all of a sudden her husband was being a problem. I'm like, why are you being a problem? And then all of a sudden she was a problem, and then she'd start being a problem more because her husband was being a problem. I'm like, I know more about kids than you two put together because I just fucking told you that. And I'm like, let's see, where the fuck were you when you were a child? Because Stacy and I are the same age. We were only barely 2 months apart actually 2 months of age apart. But we're the same age, but just only 2 months. She's only 2 months older than me. And I'm like, Stacy, so what were you doing at this age? She's like, I was with my friends. I'm like, exactly. I was raising my brothers. I'm like, I know more about children than you and your husband. Stacy, she's an only child. She has no experience and she's struggling so bad. And yeah, there are times where yeah, her mom would help out, but she was always she was helpful, but other times she needed to focus on herself because she was kind of dealing with some health issues too. So there were only certain times where she did help out her daughter. But I did mention to her mom that I was trying to help out because I know more about kids because I told everything about that to her mom. Oh, I should do another part.